architect from IIT Kanpur. He's an MBA from USA. He is a Chevening scholar, British Chevening scholar, studied at University of Leeds, UK. Our next guest is Mr. Hardik. Welcome Hardik, please.
Before I went to IIT Kharagpur, I was in Nagpur. I had my coaching in Nagpur. So this 10+2, this 2 years gap was a golden period in whatever I have been doing, because I was good at what I was doing, and of course I'm happy now because now I'm in IT. And before this 10+2, it was all about studies and getting things right, getting marks and all these things. But life in IIT is a little different, which of course sir will agree with me. Once I came to IIT Kharagpur, before IIT Kharagpur I did not have any extracurricular activities, I did not involve in anything else. But now if I see one day in my life, so let's take yesterday. So I just like Siddharth sir told that I'm involved in the entrepreneurship cell of IIT Kharagpur. So I devote my time to entrepreneurship cell as it is kind of an initiative by KGP alumnus. So they want to promote this startup culture amongst the campus as well as outside. So I devote my time there because it is an excellent team, and I think this new startup revolution of India, so it is really coming up, like what happened in the US and UK 90s, so we are catching up to them. So this is a very hot topic in India, and there are a lot of IIT startups, IIM startups that are coming up. So this is one thing I do. Other thing, I am involved in other things like dramatics or music, these kind of things. So life at IIT is basically everything that you have not thought of. Everyone's main aim of coming to IIT is obviously academics. Everyone wants to have a really good degree and really good experience in whatever field they're choosing. But apart from that, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of extracurricular activities that take place. Apart from this, Siddharth once talked to me once, how does all the life that we have, that we live in IIT, how does it affect the placements? Because of course, like in India, there is a lot of hype about placements in IIT, right? So about the placements, I'd like to tell you that apart from academics, see, we have a 24 hours of a day. So from morning 8 to 5 is what you do, that defines one line of your curriculum vitae, that is the CGPA. And what you do from 5 to 8 o'clock next morning defines the rest of the curriculum vitae. So whatever you do from this 5 p.m. to 8 o'clock in the morning, so that plays one of the major roles, that develops your communication skills, that develops your other technical skills. So these are the kind of things that we do in IIT Kharagpur, and of course Mr. Janpreet Singh will throw light upon how things were at IIT Kanpur also. So that is pretty much of what we do.
Started from IIT 31 years back, so in 85. So I was just counting when he was speaking because he's a current student. So I just wondered whether, whether it's at all, sorry, I just switched this off, yeah, whether it's at all relevant to talk about what life at IIT was when I was there. But I think when I heard you talk, I mean, it's pretty much the same, right? So some things don't change. Yeah, so my memories of IIT are pretty clear, although it's 31 years back. I mean, and I think 2 or 3 things happen when you get into an IIT. One is that you think you've come to the finishing line, because this is what you wanted, you already got it. So the first 6 months go in, basking in the glory, and then you see your first set of grades, and then you realize that you actually come here to study. So, then you say, okay, fine, I have to study all over again, Alright, so that's one. The second thing that, brings you down with a thud is that, you're not the best guy in the whole world. Because there are enough and more people who are at least as good or if not better than you are. So I think it's a good humbling experience. It sets you up for life in that sense. So that's the second thing that hits you, because most of us were toppers in school and stuff. So we walk into an exam with a swagger thinking that we're going to top again, and then we suddenly realize, and if we find the exam tough, we expect everybody to find it equally tough. And then when we discuss with other students, we realize some of them have aced it and you haven't, and then you realize that this is a different kind of place. So I think it teaches you to deal with that also. That wherever you go, you'll be better than some people, and there'll be some people who are better than you are. So it's a very And sometimes the competition can get pretty tough. Although, you know, it's kind of a tender age. I think back, I thought I was really young when I went there. But the kind of competition one goes through and the way one learns to deal with it, I think it really gives you a lot of confidence for the rest of your life. So it's not just about, you know, that placement interview that you are, you know, aiming for. You're aiming for a career, a sustainable career in this, you know, rapidly getting more competitive kind of world. I think it's a great place to park yourself for 4 years, because once you do that and once you survive those 4 years, you can pretty much survive everything. So, you know, and it's kind of there at the back of your mind that, you know, I can deal with this. At least personally, it helps me a lot. And I see that, you know, my friends, we are still very much in touch. And that's the second thing which he will experience once you walk out of IIT and you're suddenly no longer an IIT and you feel now I'm part of a huge world and no longer special, right? But you can't wear your IIT t-shirt anymore at all because it looks really sad when you wear it after you graduate. But what happens is that, you know, the network that you establish is basically, it's a 4-year course. So 3 senior years, 3 junior years, so about 7 years. And these are some of the most interesting, accomplished people you can come across in your own age group. And, you know, we talk about India's diversity. You can see all of India's diversity there, except gender, at least at my time. I don't know if things have improved. Yeah, that's the sad part, but otherwise, you know, you see all kinds of diversity. So you see people from different geographies, different you know, backgrounds, religions, and everything. And you network with these people. And today, if I am in any sort of trouble, it's easy for me to call upon somebody from the IIT network who will help me out. Right? And we are like, we have to support each other because we belong to the same community. Right? So that's the third one. And the fourth one I thought was, you know, when you talk about learning, one is academics, which I think is important, because if you are good at academics, you give yourself more options. Yeah, you get shortlisted by everybody because you're good at academics. You may not want to do that nerdy job. You may want to go and become a professor of English in JU. One of my batchmates actually teaches comparative literature at Jadavpur University after completing his BTech in electrical engineering at IIT Kanpur. So things like that happen. You know, there are all kinds of people in this world, and he's much happier than he would have been as an engineer, because he realized in those 3, 4, 5 years, he was the last 5-year course, that you know, that's what he wants to do. But I think that if you do well, you get more options. If you don't do that well, then, you know, you need to depend upon other things like your extracurriculars and all that, and you still do well. But it's sometimes you graduate out of that place, you know, regretting the fact that you didn't learn enough. Yeah, so it's a good idea to, I don't see many students here, but if there were, I would tell them that, you know, once you get in, and if you do make the best of those 4 years, not just in other things but also in accounts. And the other experiences that you get world-class facilities. You don't get those kind of facilities in a lot of institutes in India. I joined IIT Kanpur in 1981. We had a gliding center, so I learned gliding in IIT. Okay, we had a television center, so we learned how to produce films on television. I still have some of those with me. And that time technology was very different. We had one mainframe, it had some KBs of memory, which you have on the tip of your nail now, I mean, you know. Right, so I mean, things have changed dramatically. Another thing is, we had only each other for company. We didn't have the net, we didn't have Facebook. Okay, so we were never in our rooms because there was nothing to do in the rooms. So we would be in the quadrangle, and we would be having, you know, millions of cups of tea and talking to each other and connecting with each other. And I went to IIT Kanpur to conduct a quiz about 3 or 4 years back, and I went to the hostel thinking that everybody would be there to talk to, and I realized all the lights were on and everybody was talking to people outside of IIT on Facebook or something like that. Right? So these are some things which have changed a little, and I'm not saying which is better, but it's changed, right? But so I think that the learning, you know, I always tell people, learn one new thing at least in those 4 years. So I learned to play the guitar. I didn't know how to do that, so I learned to do that. Some people learn swimming. some people do something else, but at least you have so much time. Although there is a lot of competition, there's a lot of acads, 4 years is a long time. And you have a lot of time to learn stuff, and it's impossible, I think, to get out of that place and not have good memories of it. And I think placements are, I agree totally with you, are a little hyped. The first job is not the end of the world, today people are actually looking at startups. They're looking at starting their own companies. I mean, this huge thing about large companies and large pay packets is no longer that important for students, and I think that's a very mature way of looking at NIT. And finally, I would say it's such a brand that it stays with you for life. So you don't say that to people, but as soon as they come to know you from an IIT, unfair, but they look at you in a little different way. And so I think the other thing we need to do is be responsible, because we carry a brand like that, and we need to be good enough to kind of carry it well. So as they say, with power comes responsibility. So we need to be responsible. So I think that's what I have to talk about. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, sure.
So I'd like to add a few points after what Sir said. So one thing that I would like to really highlight once again, which he said, was that generally after people get selected into an IIT, so they think that life is set now. Okay. So it is the other way around. Life is reset now. Okay. So once you come to IIT, life is reset, and you get this blow that he talked about. You are not the best person around anymore. Okay. So once you get that blow, you come to know that once I do good here and I pass out of here, this is going to happen to me again. Okay. I'll be in a very huge world. There will be a lot of people there. There will be a lot of competition. So in a way, we are kind of ready for it. Okay. Because we already got that blow once. So now we are ready. We can do whatever we want. Okay. One thing that he mentioned was the network that we developed, the 7 years of 7 batches of engineering. So we developed a really good network, and I have a really good example to show this thing. So just like I told, I was a part of the entrepreneurship cell there, and this startup culture is really good in IIT Kharagpur. So there's this alumnus of IIT Kharagpur. His name is Deepit Purkayastha. So have you guys heard of app called News in Shorts? Anyone uses in Shorts here? Okay. So maybe it is not that famous right now, but it has more than 1 million downloads. So in Shorts is basically it provides you news within 60 words. Okay, all the news of the day. So they update it live, and we get a feed of news, and within 60 words and 1 photograph, you get a news. Okay, so this was a really good idea, and this Deepit, he lives 2 floors below my room. So I talked to him once what's up, kaise chal raha hai, how is News in Shorts doing? So he told me recently he was in a CCD, Cafe Coffee Day in Delhi, and he got a call from Sachin Bansal, the founder of Flipkart. And he says, Deepit, I am Sachin Bansal, I am the founder of Flipkart. So I wanted to talk to you and your team for an hour, if you have got one. So they met him, and within 1 month they sanctioned funding for News in Shorts worth 25 crore rupees. Okay. So this in Shorts grew up really well. Now Deepit has passed out from IIT Kharagpur. There was the other senior of mine, his name is Amritanshu Anand. So he had a startup which is called Beta Guide, which is now changed into retention.ai, which is basically it tests for any app. We all use Economic Times apps, we use Gala.com app. So all these apps are tested on some platform. That platform is Beta Guide or retention.ai. So they had this app testing and crowdsourced testing kind of company, and they were working out, but they were facing some kind of problem with the funding and their team also. They had a really good team which were all IIT Kharagpur graduates and some BITS Pilani graduates. So they were facing some problems with the funding, right? So what happened was recently, around 2 months back, in Shorts, which is a KGB startup, a student startup, they acquired retention.ai. They acquired their team. Okay. We do not know the exact value of this acquisition, but they acquired this team and now they are working together. So this network that he was talking about, a network of so many batches, so many people. So this is really important. And about IIT Kharagpur campus, I would like to point out one thing. If I was in IIT Bombay or IIT Delhi or IIT Kanpur, maybe there was a city outside. See, IIT Kharagpur is 120 kilometers from here. Not Kanpur maybe, but Bombay and Delhi, yeah.
And Madras, yeah, these three.
Yeah, Madras. So IIT Kharagpur is definitely a very secluded place. There is nothing outside. We have a railway station with the longest platform, and we have an IIT, that's all. So there is nothing outside. So what we have is we have 10,000 people on campus. So these 10,000 people have nothing to do. They cannot go outside to have fun. So they have to be inside the campus for all their 5 years. And there is this really nice survival strategy that that IIT has made up. That is the societies and clubs. So everyone is involved and networking amongst each other. Everyone knows everyone in campus. So it is not like people will go outside. Everyone will be in campus. Everyone will be in their hostel rooms only. So just like he was talking, he visited IIT Kanpur a few years back, and he saw that everyone was in their own rooms chatting to someone else who is outside IIT. So the scene is a little different in my hostel or my wing, as I see. Everyone is always together. Everyone is doing something together. And every other day we have this idea that this seems something problematic. इसके लिए कुछ करते हैं. Let's devise something new. ऐसा कुछ चलते रहता है. So these kind of things I don't think I could have got if I was in any other campus other than IIT Kharagpur. So these are the things that I would like to highlight about life at IIT. Okay, so thank you very much.
Karanpreet Hardik for the excellent insights. Lot of sneak given to the IITs. So ladies and gentlemen, any questions for our guests? Anybody would like to raise any questions?
हार्दिक, आपसे एक क्वेश्चन है कि आपने आईआईटी में पढ़ाई भी की है और उसके लिए काम भी कर रहे हैं, तो कैसे आपका लाइफ चेंज हुआ और पहले का एक्सपीरियंस और अभी आपके लाइफ में कैसे चेंजेस है?
आप काम कर रहे हैं.
You are entrepreneurs.
That entrepreneurship cell IIT Kharagpur is an organization which is a student organization only. We have one professor in charge. So what ECell IIT Kharagpur does is we conduct various events. We have an angel network of our own, student angel network, which is called Kharagpur Angel Network, and we promote the startup culture and help anyone who wants to start up or has an idea and wants to shape it into something, into some business. That's what we do. So it's a student organization. It is not something that comes under IIT Kharagpur as a company or something. It is a student organization inside IIT Kharagpur.
There will be online education, and the people will be learning online mostly. And when technology is advancing so much, whatever you can give personally in a class, even better than that can be given in the online also. So what do you think about it? This is one question, then I'll ask another question.
Yeah, so there are pluses and minuses of online education, because the big plus is that if you have an exceptionally good professor, then he can reach out to more people on an online platform, right? So we can make use of his competence and his skill and knowledge. And you are right. Today, on an online platform, you can pretty much set up a class. You can have a whiteboard, you can have a chat board, and you can do all that. So that's right. But what you said at the beginning is a bit of an assumption when you said that education is going to mostly move online. I think it's an assumption because at least I'm of course a little more old-fashioned than Hardik here, but I think online education will supplement face-to-face education, and it will bring good quality education to people who for some reason cannot access that quality of face-to-face education. But I don't really see it replacing face-to-face education in any way, because the vibrance of a physical class where you have 100 students sitting, asking questions, discussing stuff, and it's a little difficult to replace or to simulate in an online thing. So the other thing, of course, is that even a lot of very big institutes like the MITs and all, they've started something called Coursera, where all the top institutes have kind of uploaded a lot of very good quality content, and you can download most of that for free. So education is getting democratized through the online platform. But people will still give an arm and a leg and more to actually get into MIT and sit in those classes. Although you can get all those lectures, you can just download them from Coursera. Because the experience of sitting in that institution and sitting with people, because I missed one thing, you know, one of the biggest advantages of a place like an IIT is the quality of your peer group. As I said, you know, you suddenly realize most people are better than you are. So living with them for 4 years and learning with them, you learn much more out of your friends than you learn out of your professors. It's a fact. And the professors will happily admit to that. In an online thing, you're sitting at home or somewhere and doing it, so you miss a lot. So I think my conclusion would be that very good, as a supplement, it's a great thing, but I don't see it replacing face-to-face.
Education reach to the big masses, because some people are able to come to your campus and spend so much money, but there are a lot of people who need it, and their brain power is, because it is the person who takes the education. You see, I have studied in my student life, I never purchased a book.
Right.
I only studied the books from library, and yet I shined up and came first. Even in city 3 colleges I came first, and then when I got prize I bought book. So just like that, you see, online education is very much needed, and then in future we must give man-making education, because what happens that nowadays everybody becomes a big consumer. A person which is coming out from all these places, it is a commodity which is just sold just like any brand or anything like that. So we have to get out of that thing and create what India wants and what world wants, and the human-making, humanistic and holistic education is very much required today.
But I think even then, money is not a hurdle, because if you get into an IIT, banks will kind of kill each other to give you a loan, which you can repay easily after you graduate. So when I was studying, we had a lot of people from rural India who very clearly were from backgrounds which were not very, which were very humble, but they were sharp. Okay, so I don't think that money is an issue even today to get into an IIT. But I agree with you. Online education, online should be used to reach out to people. Let me also tell you, maybe at a primary level it makes a lot of sense, but when you talk about institutions like an IIT, not everybody needs that education, and not everybody can cope with that also. So that filtering happens through the exam. People who can do well in that exam can get through, and once they get through, I think there are lots of instruments through which they can come to an IIT. I don't think that if they themselves through their families can't fund it, I don't think that stops anyone, right? So that part, I think is not an issue at all. The second part of your question, and then I'll hand it over to Hardik. I also agree with you partially that in most other countries, developed countries especially, engineering is just a department in a university, and a university pretty much gives a more holistic view of what education is all about. India is a little different. We have these institutes of technology and institutes of management which are standalone institutes, but IITs have a very strong humanities, they used to, I don't know if they still do, they have a very strong humanities department as well, and there are PhDs and there is research in humanities, and all engineers have also got to study sociology and psychology and economics and all that. So yeah, what India needs and what education India needs, and how IITs can provide it, I think that's a very complex question. First of all, none of us here in this room can decide what India needs. It's too complex. Right? Yeah, right, yeah.